Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. So in this lecture we are going to discuss types of cascading style sheets. So in CSS lecture series, this is our lecture number 2 that is very important for your examination point of view. As in lecture 1, we have already discussed about basic meaning or some important definitions of cascading style sheets. Now we'll discuss types of CSS, and here we have basically three types that are very important. So first type is inline CSS, second type is internal CSS, or we can say it as embedded CSS, and third type we have is external CSS. So all these types are very important, and we can use all these types with any HTML code, with any HTML tag, right? So we will discuss everything in this video. After that, in next session I will tell you that how you can actually practically use all these types of cascading style sheets. So let's begin with the first type, that is internal cascading style sheets. The internal CSS has style tag in the head section of the HTML document. So as you already know, in basic HTML structure, we write it like HTML head, then title, then we close the title section, then head close. उसके बाद start the body tag, and then we close the body section. Then we close the HTML tag at the end. Okay. So, as I have told you in this lecture that internal CSS is always used in between head section. So whenever you want to write the internal CSS, we always write it like this, style, and before closing this head section, we need to close the style tag. This is how we use internal CSS. Okay, so the internal CSS has style tag in the head section of HTML document, and this CSS style is an effective way to style single pages. That means if you want to add cascading style sheets only on one page of your HTML document, then we use internal CSS. दिस स्टेटमेंट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन एग्जामिनेशन. आप लोगों से ये पूछा जा सकता है कि इफ यू वांट टू अप्लाई सम पर्टिकुलर स्टाइलिंग ऑन सम पर्टिकुलर पेज ऑन HTML, सो व्हाट टाइप ऑफ CSS यू कैन यूज. सो आपका आंसर वहां पे होना चाहिए इंटरनल CSS. It always work on single page of any HTML document. So using the CSS style for multiple web pages is time consuming because we require placing the style on each web page. That's why we use internal CSS in case of only one single page, right? So let's take an example. As you can see here, how you can use the internal cascading style sheets. So you can see here, this is HTML head, and after this head section, style tag, you need to write the style tag, and then we need to close the style tag. After that, close head section and then start the body tag, and after that you can write your HTML code as it is, as we have told in previous lecture series of HTML. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the style section. Under this style tag, what we write here is, we write body background color is black. That means in the complete body section, the background color means the complete background of that particular page is now in black color. So as I have told you, this is only the theory session, that is very important, and after this theory session we'll begin with the practical. where I will tell you everything that how you can write, how you can use all these things. Okay. Next is H1. So for example, under this body section, suppose this is my body tag, and under this body tag I have written, hi, my name is ABC. Then H1 close. Then H2, let's say, hi, this is best course. Then H2 close, and after that again I'm using H1, that subscribe to the channel. Okay. Then what we need to do here is close the H1. Okay. So after that, what you need to do, remember one point, if you want to give H1 the same properties in the complete web page, so in simple HTML we always need to write its properties here. Okay. But when we use cascading style sheets, we just mention the H1 under the style tag and give it some basic properties. Okay. So this is how we can create the color, we can change the color of H1. So H1 color red, padding 50 pixels. Okay. Now next point I would like to add here is, suppose before closing this H2, I am writing here H2 color colon green. Okay. So in the body section, the statement H2 will change its color to green. Okay. Because we have linked all these statements together by using style tag. This is how you can use the internal CSS. Next type of cascading style sheet is external style sheet. So here we link the web pages to the external .css file. Let me just tell you in simple language. Suppose this is my HTML page. Here I have created a table.html. Okay. And here I have another page, that is form.html. And this is my third HTML page, that is image.html. Now, if I want to use same properties, if I want to apply same properties on on all the pages of HTML, what we need to do here is we just create a new notepad++ file and save it as anything. For example, design.css. You can write any name by using followed by .css, that is .cascading style sheet. And after creating this separate .css file, what we need to do is we need to link this particular CSS page with all of the HTML pages. For example, suppose in this table tag I have created h1 something something. Okay, here similarly I have created h1 and I have used HTML in this page. Now what I want here is, if I want this particular h1 statement in suppose red color, its font size or its font style I want Arial, so तीनों ही पेजेस में सेपरेटली मुझे ये प्रॉपर्टीज ऐड नहीं करनी होगी if I use .css file and join it with all the HTML pages. Okay. So this is how you can create external CSS. It is created by text editor, or you can say that it is created by Notepad++, as we already used this so many times in HTML lecture series. Now, this statement says the HTML is more efficient method for styling a web page. By editing the .css file, we can change the whole site at once. As I have told you, if I change the color of H1, if I change the color or if I change the font style of H1 in .css file, this will automatically change heading 1 properties in every HTML page. Okay. Now let's uh, have a look on pros and cons of external CSS. Now our files have a cleaner structure and smaller in size. Yes, there is no need to give properties to h1 separately every time. Okay, in HTML file we just write h1, h2, h3, whatever you want to use, and if you want to give it a common style, then what we need to do is we need to style it on .css file. We use the same CSS file for multiple web pages in external CSS. And what are its cons? The pages cannot be delivered correctly before the external CSS is loaded. And in external CSS, uploading many CSS files can increase the download time of a website. That is the disadvantage of using external cascading style sheets. So now next type we have is, this type is very simple and very easy to use. You can use it along with any web page, you can use it along with any HTML single statement. Okay, so let me just clear your one doubt here, that if you want to use internal or embedded CSS, it works on a one single complete web page, right? So we can create, we can join, we can collab multiple HTML pages with .css file if we use external CSS, right? And what inline cascading style sheet says, it says that we can use it along with one single line of HTML code, or we can say one single tag of any HTML page. So that is the difference between all these three types of cascading style sheets, right? So inline says it is used to style a specific HTML element. Add a style attribute to each HTML tag using the selectors. As I have told you, in case of HTML, we always use some tags, and in case of CSS, we always use selectors. Okay, so these are the selectors. So this is how you can use the inline HTML. For example, if I am using h1 something something like this, then I am using h2, again I am using h1, and close this. Okay, I want this h1 in a red color and font style Arial. Okay, and I want this h1 in green color and font size, let's say Arial, and I want it in italic. Okay, so if I want different properties in every h1 tag or in every another tag, we can use style tag in inline. Okay, so with this, what we need to write here is h1 style, color red, padding 20 pixels, or then close h1. Similarly, if I want another h1, like h1 style is equals to color green, then close. Okay, this is my second h1. Then what we need to do here is we need to close the h1 tag. Okay, so I hope you understood every point here. So all these types are very important. When we move to the practical section, मैं यही एक्सपेक्ट करती हूँ कि आप लोगों को ये टॉपिक्स बिल्कुल क्लियर होंगे. That will definitely help you to understand everything practically very easier. ठीक है, अगर आप लोग ये थियोरेटिकल सेक्शन अच्छे से समझ चुके हो तो प्रैक्टिकल आप लोगों को बहुत इजी हो जाएगा. So that's all for today. I hope you understand everything. Thanks for watching this video.